Some of you from a long time ago may remember this name. It's this, but I don't know how to pronounce it, so that's gonna do. I think this same person created a map for Need for Speed 2015 before it came out, and basically anytime video footage came out of the game, honestly we see this with a lot of games, anytime gaming footage is released with a mini-map on the screen, people try and stitch a map together and create what they think is going to be the actual map of the game. Well, without further ado, let me introduce you to the map on Need for Speed Payback. This is a pretty, I would say, looks pretty damn right. I mean, obviously it kind of has to be, since they did just stitch it together using mini-map stuff. So they used the missions, for example, the highway heist, M5 race, police pursuit, and the off-road race. So all the gameplay footage was seen, they stitched it all together and made this map. Let's talk about this map a little bit. So the map in 2015 was a little bit hit and miss. Some people loved it, some people hate it. But one main thing that I didn't personally like about the map was the highways. Now, I loved them themselves. They were great. But what I didn't like about them is that they were just connecting round, and for some stretches, for some long stretches, that was just the highway, and that was the only road that you could use to get to the other side. Me and you know that's not how highways work. There's usually roads that go down and you could easily make your way through the normal streets, that kind of thing. I mean, less so when it comes to country roads, but there's always an alternate route. Well, in this game it looks like that's going to be the case. If you look over some of the highways, there is a lot of roads sprouting off of the highways, and this isn't all the roads. And one thing to remember is that on this game, they're removing a lot of the barriers. There are still some there, granted, it's not like The Crew, but what we do have is a lot more freedom. If you get pushed off the road, you can actually go off-road, and you're not just banging into a barrier or a building. Well, you can be, but few people are always curious, is there actually a city in this game? Yes, there is a city. We've seen screenshots after screenshots with the city in the game. Well, here we can see exactly the kind of position that the city is going to have on the map. There's so much there in the mountains and stuff, which I would say the city, one of my favorite places, but what's even better are the drifty roads of the mountainy place. I don't know what you name any of these places, honestly. It probably says, doesn't it? But the fact that there's so many different areas in it, we've seen, for example, there's kind of a foresty area. We know that there's a like mountainy drifting area. We know, for example, there's like a deserty area. We know there's a city. There's a lot of varied areas in this map. And one particular thing that I'd like to point out, that every racing game that is open world should have, before DLC Most Wanted 2012, an airfield. I love airfields. You love airfields. It's a long strip for you to go your maximum speed. It's for you to push cars. It's for you to drag race. It's for you to meet up. It's for you to drift around. It's for you to do whatever the hell you want to do. Airfields are ridiculously useful, and there's one in this game. There wasn't one in the last game, and I kind of wish there was, but there you go. We've got an airfield to do some proper drag racing now. I mean, we could do some. There was actually actual drag racing in the game, which was great. But I did really want a drag strip. Like, you need it, right? One thing I really want to do is obviously drive around the map and see how long it takes. The main difference is, even if this map was the exact same size as 2015, which you can clearly tell it's not. Usually when developers come out with games like this, they usually like blurt out, oh, it's like 5 times bigger, or it's like 6 times bigger, or it's 10 times, all this kind of stuff. But they haven't done that. But it's like humongous compared to the last map. Again, what you have to consider is one main thing, okay? The last game, we had closed roads, okay? We couldn't leave the barriers of the world, pretty much. That was it. In this game, you can probably drive in most of those places between those roads, which is amazing, can I just say? I love it. The Crew did that. The Crew mastered it. It's how's Need for Speed gonna do? We're gonna have to figure that out. Can I drive off of a cliff and survive? Let's find out. How long will it take to drive around the map? Then let's take it and see, can we drive straight through the map in an off-road car, for example? What about diagonally? What about avoiding roads completely? Is that possible? That's going to be something that we're going to test. Me and Matty C, you already know. We like to test these really strange things that nobody else likes to try. But to end on a question for you guys at home, let me know what area you're most excited for. The desert where you can ride a horse with no name, horse being Mustang because there's not actual horses, drifting around the city like a G, a smooth G, which is basically Vegas. I think it's going to look awesome at night. I know most people are like, oh my god, it's got daytime. I'm like, I'm excited to drive around the Vegas at night. All right, I don't care. Is it the drifty mountains? Is it the highways to drive around in your stupid speed? Aston Martin Vulcan, which was announced. I didn't mention any of these cars. A lot of these build of the week cars have been announced, and I pretty much want to go over them very quickly and talk to you guys about them. I haven't really done build of the week videos, and the reason is a lot of them are already game cars from the previous game, but this is the Aston Martin Vulcan, which we covered over on the Knobheads website. If you want to go check out and read all of the announced cars so far, check out down below, link to the Knobheads website. I think the Aston Martin Vulcan is probably the fastest car that they've announced thus far on the series of announcing stuff. So maybe is the Aston Martin Vulcan the top car of the game, or is there something higher? Are we going to get the bully Bugatti Veyron 2? I don't know, but if we do, honestly, I would welcome a Bugatti with open arms in this game. Do you know why? I would love to try and take the Bugatti Veyron, which is all-wheel drive, let me remind you. Take that big ugly pig and throw it off-road and see how it does. Because in TDU2, it was the fastest off-road car in the game. So I wonder, in Need for Speed, how would a Bugatti do off-roading? I want to try it and then do an actual off-road version of it, because that would make it cool. And quickly jumping over to the newest car they announced, which was the Jag F-Type R, which I always love Jags. Jags, you can't go wrong with the Jag. We knew the Jag was in the game, but this is a first look at customization of it. You can see, honestly, the Jag isn't one of those big cars that has like a load of customization. It's not like a JDM car as such. There usually aren't many British vehicles in a game, because there aren't really many British vehicles to write home about as of late. But then again, we got Astons and McLarens. I take it back. Britain has some pretty sick cars, mate. We get a look at some of the actual like Need for Speed mods on this vehicle, and we're gonna get an idea. So they're very simple. This is a very simple build. It is a drift car, but I'm hoping that we do see some more insane kind of crazy mods on cars, like especially like new cars. They don't generally have that many parts in real life. I'm hoping Ghost filled in massive slots with their own custom parts and make them absolutely mental, because that's what I want to see. Personally, I love the Ghost parts more than the actual like rocket bunnies and stuff in the previous game, so that hopefully they bring loads back. But that's a quick update on Need for Speed. Let me know down in the comments what part of the map was your favorite. As I mentioned, which car would you really want to see in Need for Speed Payback? I would love to know. Anyway, be sure to smash like if you want to see more Need for Speed Payback videos like this and more gameplay. Maybe. We're so close to the launch now. I'm hyped, and I'm pretty sure a lot of you are too. Get ready for the videos, mate. Subscribe if you want more Need for Speed Payback, Need for Speed everything. You're on the right place. And I will see you guys in the next video. Until next time, guys, peace.